Hello there guys, welcome back to Easy Tutorials by Dave, and in this video we're going to cover the Format Painter, the cut, copy and paste, the drag and drop, find and replace, undo and redo, the spell checker and insert symbols. And what we'll do, we'll cover the Format Painter. Now when you say about the Format Painter, what it does, it copies the format of wherever you've got highlighted. So if I just change this word here to some different fonts and different colours so you can see it quite plainly, you can see there, just make it a little bit bigger. Now if you've got the text highlighted like I have here, then you come up here to the clipboard section and notice here you've got the Format Painter. Now the Format Painter copies the format, so you click it once and then notice when you bring your mouse down into the work area, can you see I've got a little, I'll just zoom in a little bit there so you can see, notice I've got a little paintbrush on the icon, on the little pointer. Now if I use that and I go like this, notice that then copies the format of the other text. But notice now the little paintbrush is gone. And that's because I only click the Format Painter up here once. Now if I double clicked on it, so I've still got this one selected, look, the format. So I double click on it. Notice now you've still got the little paste brush on there. But now I can have multiple selections. So what I do, I just go along and select wherever I want. I could do all paragraphs, I could do wherever I want. Whatever I highlight is what will be changed. Now notice the little paste brush is still on my pointer. So to turn it off, I just come up here and I just literally click it, and that's it done. This is a really good way of formatting your documents quickly, because you set your first style or your, whatever you want to set, and then away you go and you just whip through your document, which is really good. You can also apply this by the keyboard. So if you highlight it like so, now to copy it you do Control Shift C for copy. Then you go along and you highlight the word you want to apply it to, and then you do Control Shift V, and that will paste it in. And that's how you copy and paste the Format Painter. Now the next thing I want to show you is the cut, copy and paste. Now the first thing that I want to show you is down here, look. If we highlight this data here, okay, so I want to highlight this block, and then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on in the clipboard section, and I'm going to click on this fella here, look, the cut. Now the cut moves the data. So if I click on the cut, notice the data's gone. Now what that's done is put it on the clipboard, and then we come down here and then we come up here to the paste button, and then we just hit the paste button, and notice now it's moved it from up here and it's pasted it down there at the bottom. And that's what the cut does. You can do it by keyboard, so you could do Control X for cut, and then when you come down here and you reposition your cursor, you do Control V for paste. To copy the data, you come up here, you highlight the data and you hit the copy command. Now you click on the copy, you come down here and then you do the paste button again, and again that just copies it in. If you want to do it by keyboard, you highlight your data, you do Control C for copy, you come down here and it's Control V for paste. And again, very speedy if you're doing it by keyboard. I just want to show you something, because there's there's a little thing in this copy and paste that if you don't understand what's going on, it can catch you. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to bring a new document up. And then I'm going to go down to the internet, and I'm just looking for a website. And let's have a little look. We'll click on this fella here. Now notice down here we've got this text here. Now if I want to highlight this data here, okay, and I've highlighted that data there, wherever you're copying from, in this case I'm copying from the Internet Explorer, and it's the internet, this becomes what we call the source. So this is where I'm getting my data from, and I've highlighted the data and I've give the copy command, and I could have gone Control C or right click or hit the menu button on the keyboard, but I've copied it to the clipboard. And then I go to the target where I want to put the text, and in this case it's in here, in this document. Now when I go to paste the document, notice this button here is in two pieces. You've got the picture part here, which would just give me the basic paste, or I've got the option of these three little fellas here. Now these are what you call your paste options, but I'm going to explain them in a second. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click the top part of this picture, and that will paste the data in. Now look how it's put it in. It's put it in like it's from the source, and that is the default. If you come down here, can you see this little fella here? This is your paste options. Now if I click on the little down arrow, notice I get the three options. Now this is keep the source formatting. So that's going to keep it in the styles and format like where you brought it in from, the source. The second option is merge formatting. Now what that does, that uses the styles, which is up here, and it's this one here, look, the normal style, and it will keep any hyperlinks, like can you see the blue writing with the hyperlink in, it'll keep the hyperlinks also. This one is keep text only. Now what this is for, it's like it gets rid of everything. So if you've got anchors in there, or if you've got protected pictures and things like that, it will just literally keep the bare bone text. And as you can see there, look, if you look at the preview of the text, that's the merged one, and then that's the source formatting. But you've got to make a choice now. It's the first choice you've got to make, and you click on that. I'm going to say plain text, and notice it just puts the plain text in. Now the good thing about this is this text becomes my text, so I can highlight the text, I can change the font, I can make it bigger, I could change the color, and I could do pretty much what I wanted to do with that text, and that's why it's really good. So a lot of times when you're copying and pasting, you're going to see the paste options, and that's what they do. We'll go back to the other document, and then we'll go on there. And the other ways of copying is what we call drag and drop. And you can copy and move just the same way. Now you highlight your data, and you put your little mouse in the selected area. My little mini toolbar keeps jumping up, but I'll explain that. Now watch. If I click and drag, notice that my little mouse pointer has changed. It's got a little fuzzy box at the bottom, and there's that fuzzy little line. Can you see it? Now if I drag that line down like so, and put it wherever I want to move the text to, and let go, notice it moves it, and it's called drag and drop. If I want to copy the data, I do exactly the same job. So I click and drag, notice you've got the little pointer. Now watch this. This time I'm going to hold the control key, but can you see when I hold the control key down, you've got that little square box with the plus sign in it. Well, the plus sign means you're going to copy. So I keep hold of the control and release the mouse button. Notice now I've got the two options, and notice these options jumped up as well on this occasion. I don't want them, so I'll just ignore them and I'll carry on and it'll just disappear. And that's how you copy them. You can also do it by the keyboard. That's the drag and drop that you can do by the keyboard. So you highlight your data. Now you press the F2 key on your keyboard. And notice down here, you've got move to where. You then position your cursor wherever you want it. Notice the fuzzy little line, and you just press enter on your keyboard, and that just moves it down there. If you want to copy it, you do shift and F2, and notice down here it says copy to where. Then you reposition your cursor, and again you just press enter, and that just copies it in and it moves it down there. And that's your drag and drop options. The next thing I want you to look at is the find and replace. Now, to use the find and replace, you come up here into the editing section here, and notice you've got your find there and your replace there. If you click on the find section and you click on the little drop down and click on the advanced find, you'll get this little dialog box up. Now this is your find and this is your replace. But I find these two work together because usually if I'm looking for a word, I am going to change the word. It might be someone's name and that's going right throughout the document, or it might be a product name that I'm changing. But usually it's find and replace works together. But let's imagine that I want to find the word her. So I'll type in her. Now, what you've got to be really careful of here, notice how I've typed her there, and you come down in this document here, okay, and can you see this little bit of text here, okay, and the word is here. Now, the first three characters makes it her. So if I haven't got this option on, see up here, we've got the more option. If I haven't got this, find whole words only, if I haven't got a tick in that box, that is going to highlight the word in there. So let's imagine that I say find her and replace with him. If I don't put the whole words only on, it would change these three characters to him, and that would make that word wrong. So when you're doing your find, you must make sure that this box here is selected, and you've got find whole words only. Now when you've got that box on, and then you go down here and you find next, notice it goes through and it'll go through the document and find all the hers. Notice it moves the box so you can see what's selected, and then it's done the document. Now if I click on this one and take the find words only out, and then I say find next, I'm just making that box a bit small. Notice now what it'll do, there look, it's got others there, look, so it's her in there, and then it goes down there and it'll find all, and it's just done it again. So that's what you don't want. So always make sure in the find and replace box that you click on this more option and make sure you've got the find the whole words only box selected, because in the English language you'll find a lot of words form other words. Now that's how you find. If you click on the replace, so we'll say find her and replace it with him, so imagine that we're changing the whole thing and all words only. Now if I say find next, I can do them one at a time, and I can read and then change them one by one. But if I know I'm just going to change the whole lot, I can say replace all, and when I say replace all, it does the whole 7 replacements. If I say OK to that, that's done. And then when you go through, look there, you'll see that it's him down there and down there as well, and it changed 7 of them. Now if I reverse it and I say find him and replace it with her, and again I'll replace all, again, look, it just changes them back, and it's 7 replacements. So this is a fantastic tool to work with. Just to put you in the picture, this little fella here, the Go To, that's down here, look, the browsing objects. That was in my main interface. I took you into that. I'll do a complete video on that because it's really good and really handy. But I'll do that at another time. So we'll close that down there, and that's your find and replace. If you ever do anything in Microsoft Word, and let's imagine I'm highlighting this text and I'm going to change the format on it, you know, I want to change the font or make it bold, and I accidentally delete the data, you don't go into panic, because what you've got in Word, you've got an undo command. Now if you come up here into the top left hand corner, notice on the quick access toolbar you've got the undo. Now this is undo and this is redo. So if I click on this, it will bring the data I've just deleted back. It will go back 99 commands. The control key for it is Control Z. And each time you press Z, it will undo the last command. If you go back too far, you can use the redo, which is this little button up here, if you want to do the redo, or you can do Control Y on the keyboard, and that will then bring it back. And you get to where you need to be, and then you release both keys. But it's really handy if you do delete things accidentally. Or if you want to have a little, you know, you might want to try something, so you might want to have a little look at that and say, oh, let's make that bold and a bit bigger and see what it looks like. And then, you know, you get there and you look and think, oh no, I don't like that. So what you do is you just do your Control Z or your undo, and it takes it back to normal where you want it. So it is a good little tool. When you've done your document, you need to spell check the document. Now notice here, I've got a little red line under there. It doesn't like the spelling. There's an I that shouldn't be there. Notice down here, this one, it doesn't like the spelling because it should be double L. But the computer doesn't know the two words as they're spelt on the document. Now the problem that you've got is when you're using computers, a lot of words that you use in your everyday working life, the computer won't know it. Things like your address or the building name and the postcode and, you know, things like that, and related to work, things that's related to work, they will redline them. Now the computer isn't saying it's wrong. The computer's saying, hey, have a look at this word because I'm not 100% happy with it because it isn't in the dictionary. So what you have to do is you go and have a little look at the word, and if it is correct and you're happy with it, you can then add it to the dictionary, and then it won't redline it no more. If it's a green line, it just means it's a grammatical error. So then you have to correct it or, you know, live with what you've done. But again, it's just pointing it out to you. Now, to do the spell checker, you have to come up to the ribbon tabs up here, and you come over to the review tab. You click on the review tab, and then we come down to the groups, and we come across here, look, and we've got the proofing group. Now here, you've got the spell check. Notice that. But can you see the little tooltip that comes up? It says spelling and grammar F7. So if you're working on the document, like I am now, notice I've come back to the home tab. I haven't bothered with the review tab. And then I look and I think, oh right, my document's complete. So now I'm going to spell check it. So I just press F7 on the keyboard. And notice it gives me the spelling and grammar dialog box. And what I want to bring your attention to first, and it's quietly important, is down here, look. Can you see here? It says check grammar, and there's a little checkbox in it. Now, if you don't check it, it won't check the grammar. But if you do put a check in it, now it will check the grammar. You need that on, if I'm honest with you. because if you're doing a document and you're reading or you're writing, I went down to the shop. When you look at the keyboard, the O is right next to the I. Now, if you hit the I instead of the O, you would be saying, I went down the ship. Now, it's a misspelt word that forms another word, so the spell checker wouldn't pick it up. But that's where the grammar kicks in. So it would, it's handy to put it on. So if you misspell a word that forms another word, then the grammar checker usually picks it up. Coming back to the spelling, notice up here, we've got this red line here, or the red word, meaning it's a spelling error. Notice the computer's giving me the suggestions here. I've got 3 on this case, and it's this one that I need, because I don't need the I. So I select it, and I come over here, and I hit the change, and it will change it from the error to the correct one. Notice when I was talking about add to dictionary, if this was a correct word, I could add it to the dictionary, and it would. So things like my postcode and my surname and my company postcode and things like that, I do add to my dictionary, and it doesn't redline them. On this occasion, I'm going to hit the change, so I change it. Then it'll go and get me the grammar. Now, it doesn't like it because I've put commas at the end of here, but I'm happy to leave them in place, so I'm just going to ignore this rule, yeah. And notice, ignore once, or I could just ignore it and it would ignore them all, but I'm just going to ignore them down and go down the document. Then it comes down here, look to the next spelling error, which is red, and notice it here it's showing you it, and it's giving me a suggestion here, so I select that and say change, and then it goes through and it tells you that the spelling and grammar checker is complete. You say OK at that, and then at that point I would go file and save, and I would make sure that I'd made, saved the changes in the document. But that's your spell checker. Just a quick little reminder that you go up to the ribbon tabs, you click on the review, you come down to the proofing, and there's your spell checker. If you can't remember that, it's just F7 on the keyboard. The next thing I want to show you is the insert symbols. Now, if we click down here, notice my little cursors there. To insert symbols and special characters, you come up here to insert, then you come along the categories, and it's the last one on the far right, which is symbols here, look. And notice here, you've got your little symbols. Now, if I click on this little down arrow, it'll give me the palette, and these are the last ones that was used on this computer. Now, if your character isn't in here, you click on this one here, and then that gives you the dialog box. Now, for you guys that have watched my bullets and numbering, this box is very similar, very similar. Notice here, symbol, and here you've got all your little symbols like in your font, and down here the most recently used. Now, the copyright one is here, so I'll click it. Notice down here, I could just say insert, and it will insert, but it'll keep the box in place. So when I insert, there you go, look, there's your copyright down here, look in the document, and I'm here. So I could carry on doing more symbols if I wanted to, but notice this, and this is what I want you to notice. There's a little shortcut key down here, look, and it says Alt 0169, and if I do that key command, it will insert that symbol automatically. Now watch this. I'll close this down. I'll put a space in. Now imagine that I do this on a regular basis. So I do Alt 0169 release, and there's the symbol in. So you can do it by keyboard. So if you've got a special character you use on a regular basis, look for that keystroke, because that can save you time as well. And that's inserting symbols. Well guys, that's that for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you found it of some use. If you liked it, give me a like on the bottom there. If you subscribe to us, you know that you can drop us a line and we'll give you a little bit of help if we can. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.